Massachusetts. This year, in the year 2024, is the 150th anniversary of the William Skinner's family arrival into Holyoke from Williamsburg. And in this year, a flood was caused by a collapse of the dam in Williamsburg, and they lost the lives of about 280 people, plus they lost all their mills. The William Skinner family's home was left, and they got offers to come to Holyoke, and they finally accepted them from the Newton brothers on the great terms. And I'm going to tell you where the three silk mills were and basically what they're doing, and hopefully I'm going to have a presentation this year about Skinner silk and how it changed through the year, how the machinery was. But I want to tell you where the locations were for these three mills. Behind me, in front of the Massachusetts Green High Performance Computer Center, is where the first Skinner silk mill was. It was called the Unkwamuck silk mill, and it lasted there from 1874 in pieces up to into the 1980s, and it produced silk. They produced silk until I believe 1962, when they finally were bought out. So that was location one. Now location two was the entire length of Heritage State Park, which means starting where you were looking, but it keeps going for 180 yards. It was the largest silk mill in the world. And pieces that are still left, the Volleyball Hall of Fame and Children's Museum at Holyoke are still pieces of the addition that were added to the Skinner silk mill. So pieces are left on mill number 2. And there they had a lot of machinery. They did a lot of the warping and wefting and a lot of the final material to get their bridal gowns or the silk shirts that men would wear, so forth. All right, now that piece was made in 1902, and it went full blast. They really built it up greatly. Now there's one more Skinner silk mill, and we're going to point to it now. It's alongside the modern day Holyoke Police Station, and on one side it says self-storage, on the other side it's still self-storage, but it's not named that. It's an enormous building, and here they did a lot of the warping and the wefting, and they also unwind the entire mile-long silk cocoon, and so they can use that silk. And they did none of the finished products, but a lot of the intermediate steps were done inside of here. So this was a great system. Imagine how much business was done through here. The Skinner family got exceptionally rich off these three mills, and this mill here was, I think, built in 1904. And all three of them were used until 1962, when they finally could no longer compete on the world stage because artificial materials were coming around. World War II was a big hit, and they really couldn't recover after World War II because they lost their ability to get the cocoons from Japan because they're at war with them. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a scan through these three places so you can see them. And I hope that you go to my presentation. I'll have it hopefully at Wistariahurst Home Museum, which is the Skinner's Museum home. And I want to talk about as much about silk as possible, especially the Skinner silk and all their machinery and how each apparatus was used through the years and all the physical plants themselves. So it's a big operation. Thank you very much.